There are certain questions that people ask about translation. For example, translation, you mean like the kind you get for free online? And really? There are people out there who do nothing but translate for a living? Here are some facts. Translation is a very big industry. It's on track to reach 40 billion US dollars in the coming years. There are more than 30,000 businesses out there offering translation services, and there are hundreds of thousands of translators all over the world. People often think that translation can be done by anyone who speaks two languages. That isn't exactly true. If you look up a word in the dictionary and then you translate that word, technically, yes, you are translating, but that doesn't make you a professional translator. If you play a few notes on the piano, are you making music? Well, yes, you are, but that doesn't make you a professional musician. Translation is both art and science. There's a technical side to it too. And the reality is that technology shapes all of the arts. It's also shaping the way people perform those arts. Most music today is recorded in digital form. As a result, you can stream music from anywhere in the world. Information in other languages can also be delivered in streaming form. Music today is reaching many more people than it ever could in human history. Translation technology is helping text-based information do the same thing. You might be wondering what I'm talking about when I say translation technology. I'm not talking about synthetic or computer-generated translation. That kind of translation is kind of like elevator music. No personality, no style, not nice to listen to. Remember, many years ago, when musicians had to record an entire song all at once, they had to get it perfect the first time, in just one shot. With digital recording, you can record in multiple takes. It's faster, easier, and less expensive to do it this way. The equivalent of this technology in the language world is something called translation memory. It records translations so that you can use them again in the future, saving time, effort, and money. So that brings us back to money. People always want to know, what does translation cost? Well, what does music cost? Musicians earn all kinds of incomes. There isn't just one rate. It depends on the type of music and how many songs. It also depends on how many people are involved in making that music. Do you want a soloist or do you want a band? You'll have to pay more for the band, but you'll get a completely different sound. It's the same with translation. Most translation projects, at least for business purposes, are like a string quartet. Someone does the translation, someone reviews it, someone proofreads it, and someone manages the process. At least that's what's normal if you want it to sound good. But if you have many languages and lots of content, a translation project becomes more like an orchestra. There has to be a conductor to keep everyone in harmony and make sure that they get the timing right. When people pay for a performance, they expect it to be good, to be professional. Nothing out of tune, no flat-sounding notes. This happens with translation too. People expect a lot, but everyone's taste is different. So if you want to know how much you should pay for translation, it really depends on how you want it to sound. There are translators like the musicians you see in the subway, and there are translators like the artists on stage at the symphony. They're not the same. They aren't paid the same, and what they deliver is not the same. People often wonder if they can get translation for free. Well, people want music for free too, but they're happy to pay for technology that delivers the music to them when they want it and how they want it. We've all gotten used to that to the point we barely even think about how music reaches us. So now it's your turn to ask a question. In the digital age, shouldn't a person be able to access information no matter where they live and no matter what language they speak? And if you and your business want to say something to the world, shouldn't you be able to without having to worry about language barriers? Technology gives you a new multilingual reality with possibilities for delivering translation that simply never existed before. Deliver your message to the world. Visit smartling.com to learn how.